Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Frontline with Joe and Joe Pasillo and Joe Rossinello. And once more, let us go into the breach. Joe, Russell Brand is starting to wear on me a little bit in a positive way. I never really liked him. I thought he was a loudmouth. Okay. Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't like loudmouths who I disagree with, but now I like the loudmouth who I do agree with, if you know where I'm going with that. So I want to play this quick clip from you because I don't know his religion. I don't even know if he has one. But I will say this, and we're going to do a couple videos on this today, okay, is that comedians, people are known to be those who make people laugh, seem to be challenging the modern orthodoxy in a number of different ways. Here's Russell Brand's take. I think it speaks, volumes, especially since we say a lot at our show all the time of the same thing.
When it says in the Old Testament, worship no other gods than me, the implication I offer is that we are a species that worships, and if you do not access the divine, you will worship the mundial, you will worship the profane, you will worship your own identity, you will worship your belongings, you will worship the template laid before you by a culture that wants you, but gets you distracted and relatively dumb.
Now, Joe, I want to put it like this to you. I want your comments on what he said, but I want to make one quick comment. Some people out there would say, yeah, that's right. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in a transcendent being. And if you want to call it worship, call it worship. But yes, I come first. The things I own come first. Just whatever's happening in my life comes first because there is no God. Some people look at Russell Brand and say, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I do. And that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to throw it over to you.
Well, let me just give a little background on Russell. I do listen to him. I think he's funny. I listen to his clips on YouTube. I don't listen to him on Rumble. They're about 18 minutes long. I don't know what his organized religion is. One thing I will say about him, though, I do think I know he believes in God. Why? Because he went through something very traumatic. He was a drug addict, and he's spoken about it. He struggles with that. I know people who have struggled with alcoholism, and one of the 12 steps is you acknowledge a higher power because you don't have power to stop. And he struggles with that. And I think that has led him on a journey to the triune God. I pray for him. I would call him a person of goodwill. I like him as a person. I think he's trying. We don't see things theologically the same way, but I do think he is a person of goodwill and he's a truth seeker. And for that, I give him a lot of credit because most people aren't. With regard to what he said and what you just said, Joe, listen, you either serve God, Bob Dylan said this, we've said this on our show, or you serve the devil. Ultimately, when you serve God, you live a selfless life. You serve your family, you serve others. And when you don't, you serve, frankly, the devil. Period. It may not be overt satanic worship, but ultimately it's selfishness. And here's the thing, Joe, there are no selfish people in heaven. Let's get that. Just like there are no proud people in heaven. There are humble people in heaven, not humble like in the terms like I look down at my feet, not proud as if I'm not proud to be a Catholic as a man, as what God has given me, the gifts that he's given me, but I acknowledge those gifts that they came from God and they're not me. I didn't do it. There are no proud people in heaven. And Russell Brand is on a journey. I wish him well. I pray for him. And frankly, I think he would pray for me.
I heard Father Karapi one time say the definition of humility that I heard from him that I happen to think about all the time is humility is saying to God, God, I know who you are, I know who I am, and I ain't you. And I think that's the best way to put it. I'm with you on Russell Brand. I think that popular conversions, Joe, what I mean by popular, Shia LaBeouf recently converted to the Catholic Church after starring in the lead role in the Padre Pio movie. And I'm sure we won't know how until we're in heaven, how that's affected conversions of other people. And I think Russell Brand, if he was to continue his journey and he ends up in the Catholic Church, if he's not already, I think that's going to be a tremendous good. It'll be proof that the Holy Spirit is working through him. So let's keep praying for Russell Brand. Joe, I'll give you the final word.
Everyone's looking for something, Joe. Everyone wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves. That's what a lot of this climate cult is, frankly, too. People are worshiping a false god. The climate, it's similar. I say to my wife all the time, it's like the cavemen. The cavemen worship the environment. Now the cavemen they went to Harvard and they wear $3,000 suits. They worship something.
Yeah.
It's the environment. They don't realize it. They have an ideology. They have a religion. Ultimately, we're all searching for something. And frankly, if you are a person of goodwill, your heart is open, it will point towards the triune God. It's our job, based upon our life's example, to show people to that path, to point in that direction. That's what every baptized Catholic is supposed to do. And frankly, we have all the tools to do it. I wish Russell Brand and all people of goodwill nothing but the best. I pray for them. Once again, I hope they pray for me.
All right. And we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining us to the front line with Joe and Joe. Stick around for more great content.